Hello everybody, my name is Aaron aka AaronPullin'Teeth and welcome back to the PTW Pre-Season 2 Tag Team Tournament, and it's semi-finals time. You know what that means? Semi-finals also means finals in this episode. I got very confused at the start of the last episode whether we'd get it all done in that one or not. I should have known we wouldn't. We are in the final episode now, folks, and look what we've got left. We have got FTR versus Evolution. We have got the Brothers of Destruction versus the House of Black. Tag Team Champions House of Black still in the tournament, somehow, some way. They have managed to make it all this way to the semi-finals, but they're up against one of the favourites to win this thing. If you've been keeping up with this entire tournament, the whole way through, Evolution have been the heavy favourites. Orton has been injuring people, putting people on the shelf. He has been, Evolution in general, they have been unstoppable. They have barely been touched this whole goddamn tournament. They have been on fire. And then in the last episode, they met the Motor City Machine Guns, who gave them a run for their money. The first time this tournament, a team has given Evolution trouble. They damn near got them a couple of times. They came very close. And then Orton pretty much just kicked Chris Sabin's head into the 5th or 6th row. Somehow didn't actually beat him with that, mostly because of Shelley. But it wasn't long, it was just a matter of time at that point before they were able to put the finishing blow onto Chris Sabin, and they did. But Evolution still barely scraped through last round. And then we got to the biggest surprise of the entire tournament. Kenta Kobashi and Mitsuhiro Misawa versus the Brothers of Destruction. We all expected a war. We expected brutality. We expected that match to just be a knockdown, drag-out war. It lasted less than 2 minutes. The Undertaker and Mitsuhiro Misawa never got tagged in. Kane chokeslammed Kobashi and pinned him in like no time flat. The Brothers of Destruction went in there with one thing in mind, and that was proving that they should be the favourites, not Evolution. So there's a good possibility right now that the betting odds have switched. The entire way through, everyone was expecting Orton and Batista, but after last episode, maybe the heavy favourites are now the Brothers of Destruction. But before we get there, we have to see if either of those teams actually make it to the final, because Evolution have got FTR, and Kane the Undertaker have got the Tag Team Champions, Buddy Murphy and Malachi Black. Or Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black, I should say. It's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch of the imagination. We thought it was for the longest time, but looking at what we've got left, this one is not quite as straightforward. It would still be upsets, but they're not out of the realm of possibility. As we saw in the last episode, anything could happen in this tournament at a moment's notice. So we are in the first match of the semi-finals, folks. FTR are meeting Evolution, and this is one I think that people have been looking forward to. FTR have been sort of the dark horse this tournament. They've been the sleeper hit, so to speak. They've been sneaking through, but putting on banger after banger and considerable wins. And now they've come up against who have been considered the heavy favourites from the start. But after the last episode, is Evolution's confidence shaken? Did the Guns worry them a little too much? The Guns came very, very close to putting Evolution away. So maybe Evolution are now in a completely different mindset. Well, in fact, Randy Orton just walked straight into a brainbuster from Dax Harwood. And let's not forget, Orton is very familiar with FTR. Very familiar with FTR. There was a short period of time where they were a trio. And it was considered to be quite a long-running one. Or it was considered to be a long-running one in the WWE before FTR left. RKFTR was a very formidable thing. So it's not like Orton is not familiar with these two men. Batista less so, but Batista is very much capable of adapting. That does also mean, though, that FTR are very familiar with Orton. About the fact that FTR are very familiar with Orton, they might stand a good chance at keeping Orton at bay and stopping him from hitting that brutal offense. As we saw in the last round, that was the entire Motor City Machine Gun strategy. It was keep Orton off balance, keep Orton out of his game, keep him either on the mat or guessing. Don't let him get hold of you. And they did it by pure technical skill and evasion. Maybe this is what FTR could do. See Dax keeping Orton on the ground. Cash is out there dealing with Batista. Again, Dax working on Orton's legs, keeping him on the ground. Trying to keep it as a technical game. It's a smart play. They saw it work for the Guns almost perfectly. Evolution just had a little bit too much left in the tank, and Orton was able to catch Sabin off guard. But they know that strategy could work. See, Orton goes for the RKO and Dax avoids it and then hits it with a pile driver. See, Cash and Batista are just brawling on the floor. Cash back in the ring. While Orton was locked in the sharpshooter there. Orton snap power slam. Just like that, Orton could turn things around. That's the issue. That's the issue. Every time you face Evolution, you've got to deal with the brute force and power of Batista and Randy Orton's match-ending capability. Orton can end a match at a moment's notice, and everybody knows it. You know it's coming. You just don't know when, and you don't know where from. And that makes it incredibly dangerous. Batista with the axe handle. He goes off the top, something very rare for Big Dave. But he did manage to crown Dax there with the axe handle. Shoulder block attempt. It's like I said, running into a brick wall when you try to do it with Batista. He's just a solid wall of muscle. Dax working that sharpshooter to perfection tonight. Tag back out to Orton. And Orton again goes for that RKO. Dax avoids it. Orton off the ropes. Big line from Randy and then goes low. This is what Dax didn't want. He didn't want Orton building momentum. Orton with an angle slam, sending Dax to the floor, and then hits it with a baseball bat. All four men now brawling on the outside. Orton just RKO'd Cash, and then just kicks him square in the head. Punting Cash Wheeler. Cash is hurt. Cash is up. Somehow, some way, Cash is up, but he is not doing well. This is what happened to the Guns. One member of their team got hit with that, and they somehow managed to survive it, but they did not do well after that match. It was a matter of time. And again, oh God, he's all go for it a second time. Jesus, he is. My word, but look at Cash. Cash is somehow fighting, or he tried to. He tried to lift Big Dave and Orton, just hit him in the back with a baseball bat. Cash is in a lot of trouble right now. Dax might be virtually on his own. But will Dax make the same mistake that Alex Shelley did and tag in the very injured member of their team? Will he even get opportunity to? Doesn't look like Big Dave plans on letting him. Big lariat into a Batista bite. Cash trying to get in there to stop it. He's got him up. Batista shoots to the takedown. Dax reverses it, but Batista powers out. Dax is up. He's got to risk it. He's tagging in Cash. And then Orton gets tagged in. This is what you didn't want. Cash, though, goes for the legs of Orton. Those legs, the FTR have been working on Orton's legs this entire match. Smart move. Oh, Orton goes for the finishing blow. Wasn't able to get it. Cash rakes to the eyes. Goes again. Orton rolls him up. This could probably be it. And it is. Once Orton hits you with that punt, if you're not unconscious, we know you do not have the energy to take a pin. If Orton gets on top of you, or Batista gets on top of you, you're done. And Evolution just proved it again. Evolution making it all the way to the final. They looked in a little better form there than they did against the Guns. But FTR, they came to play. They did pretty damn well, but it just wasn't to be. The second Orton caught you, second Orton caught Cash, it was a matter of time. Okay, it's time for the second semi-final. We have got the Brothers of Destruction. The men who just squashed Mitsuharu Misawa and Kenta Kobashi. Misawa never even got a look in the match. Kiboshi got chokeslammed, less than 2 minutes, Kane pinned him, it was all over. Undertaker never even had to get in that match. But they are taking on the current PTW Tag Team Champions. As I said, there are 2 teams in this match that you could be considered favourites. Evolution and the Brothers of Destruction. But the champs are still here. We can't count the champs out. They're champions for a reason. They won those belts and they have had a stranglehold on them. But they are they are going into this tournament, certainly now, the teams that are left as underdogs. But they have made it this far. Buddy standing toe-to-toe with Kane, and Buddy clotheslines Kane straight away. Oh boy. Oh boy. Buddy goes for that jumping knee, doesn't land it. Kane with the claw. What you do not want. Tags out to Malachi now. And there's a double knee, meet in the middle, knee strike super kick. Kane pressing Malachi overhead. Getting off the ropes. Well, he wasn't able to build full momentum there. Just drops him. Kane again off the ropes, but again, Malachi back up. Dropping Kane down there, kicks him in the face. Kane escapes, tags in the Undertaker. This match has already gone longer than the last one, but a double choke slam. Kane and the Undertaker have got to last longer in this match than they did in the quarterfinals. The champion's not going to go down so easy. Taker's actually got a look in this match. And big overhead strike from Taker. And a big uppercut. Dropping Matthews down. Goes for a single leg crab, does Taker. And there's the escape. Tag back out again. Oh, meet in the middle another time. Cover. 1. Just a 1 count. Undertaker kicks out. Undertaker jumps into an armbar. It's one of the most underrated parts of the Undertaker's game is his technical submission skill. Not a lot of people give Taker the credit he deserves in that field. Taker is no slouch in his ground and submission game. None at all. He studied MMA. Taker might not be an MMA expert by any stretch of the imagination, but his submission game is a lot more credible than people tend to give it credit for. Kane, on the other hand, less of the submission guy. Kane is just brute force. Speaking of which, tombstone pile driver goes for the pin, but he was far too close to those ropes though. One of the issues with Kane is his stamina. He's no slouch in the stamina game, but compared to Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black, you know that that's one of the strategies they've got to have. Got to try and wear out the big man. Nice power bomb from Buddy. Buddy is no slouch in his power game. 2. That running shooting star almost put Kane away there, but Kane with the big lariat. 1, 2, 3. What is going on at the minute with Kane? What is going on with Kane at the moment? That huge clothesline, and Buddy he was done. I have no idea what's happening at the minute with Kane, but Kane is pissed right now. And the tag team champions are eliminated. We're guaranteed new champions, folks. The 2 teams that were considered the favourites have made it to the finals. Who's going to walk away with this one? We've got to see the bracket. We've got to see the bracket. That's what we've got left, folks. Randy Orton and Batista. Kane and The Undertaker. It's the finals. PTW Tag Team Championships on the line. The winners of this head in to Season 2 as Tag Team Champions. I can't believe that. What is going on with Kane at the moment? The last 2 matches, and Kane has put people away with ease, and people who have been somewhat unstoppable. We know that in the first card for PTW Season 2, the first episode, we are going to be seeing the Brothers in Paint versus the Rhodes Brothers. The winners will take on the winners of this tournament. They will get a Tag Team Championship shot. So, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be champions heading into Season 2. Can Kane do it again? Can he win 2 of the Tag Team Championship tournaments in a row? Or will Evolution walk in to Season 2 as Tag Team Champions? Not sure who your money's on here. I think from how the performances have been going in the last 2 episodes, I think it's going to come down to who hits the biggest move first. Is it going to be Kane or is it going to be Orton? Because they seem to be the guys who are putting everyone away at the minute. Is it Kane? Is it Orton? We're about to find out. It's interesting to look at this match and think that The Undertaker and Batista are being considered almost non-factors in this match right now. And they are 2 of the biggest names ever, but they are being considered non-factors because of how well Orton and Kane have been doing recently. And they're the 2 starting this. Orton already into a backbreaker. Throws Kane to a corner. Orton's got Kane on the ropes. Spine DDT. It took no time at all for Orton to start hitting big offense. He knows he doesn't want Kane to get his hands on him. He doesn't want Kane to get any lucky shots in. And Orton knows he has a speed advantage over Kane. Those punches, though. This is going to be quite this is going to be a tense one, because this one probably will not last long. Oh, Kane chokeslam to Batista. Oh, we said it might not last long. Is Kane going to do it again in less than 2 minutes? Oh, Kane almost had it in less than 2 minutes again. Batista managed to pop the shoulder up. Batista showing that resilience there that the animal has. Big Dave did manage to survive that. That was what put Kabashi away in the quarters. Double chokeslam now. An Undertaker with the mounted punches. It's weird to think that the Brothers of Destruction might want to try and isolate Batista. That's who they want to try and isolate. The big guy. But it's also interesting to think that Evolution might want to try and isolate The Undertaker. A big chokeslam from Taker there, but Batista manages to break that up. Doesn't even let it get to a point where we might think it's nearly over. Orton and Undertaker, these 2 have had some wars over the years. They know each other very well. Oh, back on the outside. Taker goes for that armbar. Orton, though, breaks it up with a baseball bat. Is this one way to break things up? Orton, angle slam. Batista, big lariat to Kane. And Kane sits up. Kane's back up there, big scoop and a slam, though. Kane goes with chair shots, just clock Batista in the back of the head with it. Taker with the taking care of business on the floor. Orton swinging that baseball bat like nobody's business. He's really come to play with that thing. Swinging for the fences, as they say. Taker's probably not a time to show off when you're in there against these 2. Concerto by Evolution. Batista, chair shot of his own over the spine. And look at that, Orton just held Taker in place for Batista to get a big swing there with his own chair. Oh, he's caught him. No, Batista escapes. Tags out to Orton. Tag out to Kane. Oh, double chokeslam from the Brothers of Destruction. Kane off the ropes. Leg drop. Orton's back up. Orton got an RKO out of nowhere. Didn't go for the punt. Instead, he went just for the RKO, and Kane kicks out. Kane bomb. But Orton was too close to the ropes. Listen, Orton's got a lanky frame. RKO again. He's not going for the punt. It's interesting he's not going for the punt on Kane. Maybe he's worried about Kane no-selling the damn thing. He wants to make sure it puts him away and do some damage first. Like I said, the form that Kane and The Undertaker have been on at the moment, I kind of get it. Baseball back to the spine. Kane again going for the chokeslam from hell. And another cover. 1, 2. Oh, Batista kicks out again. Batista kicks out the chokeslam again. Jackhammer by Big Dave. Far too close to the ropes though. Batista's thinking Batista bomb. Doesn't go for the pin. Instead he goes for the baseball bat. He doesn't think he's got Kane weakened enough, clearly. Look at that, baseball bat drops Kane. Press slam to the Undertaker. Big Dave now throws Taker into the corner. Goes for the lariat, doesn't land it. But he's thinking another Batista bomb. He lands that one. Cover. But Kane's right there to stop it. Right there to break that up. Big boot to the back of the head from the Undertaker. And Taker now. Another choke slam. Cover to Dave. 1, 2, 3. Good God. The heavy favourites of Orton and Batista. They fought the last hurdle. They fell at the last hurdle. They managed to keep Orton out of it as much as possible. Although Kane did take about 3 RKOs. But the Brothers of Destruction have managed to do it. They came in here pissed as hell that they weren't considered the favourites, and they just proved why they should have been. Ladies and gentlemen, heading into Season 2 as your PTW Tag Team Champions, Kane, The Undertaker, the Brothers of Destruction. Kane's done it again. Two seasons in a row, he's walking in as Tag Team Champion after winning one of these tournaments. That was something else, folks. There's your bracket victory. New champions, PTW Tag, Kane and The Undertaker. My Lord. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me in this one. It has been a genuine pleasure as per usual. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill, all the fun stuff. And we'll see you in the next tournament, which I'll give you a hint. It's the women's tournament. See you then. Bye.